Okay. I will just few points. I'll try not to be too long today. Anyway, I have to be home. My son is here from London, and I have to make sure even before he leaves. The last week we discussed the point that the change between Torah Shebirsav to Torah Shebal Peh, if you remember. So we said the Bais Rishon, the Sasema says Bais Rishon is Torah Shebirsav, and the Bais Shen is Torah Shebal Peh. And I added on to it because the first Bais Rishon had the Oroin and the Luchos on it, and in the second Beis Hamikdash there were the Sanhedrin incorporated inside of the structure of the Beis Hamikdash. It did not happen in the first Beis Hamikdash, and it will not happen in the third Beis Hamikdash, because there the Luchos will be, the Rosh Hashanah will be back into the Beis Hamikdash. But the idea of the second Beis Hamikdash is the starting of a new religion, between brackets, the Sehem as he calls them. And the idea is that instead of being the Nevuah, where Hashem tells us what to do, we are telling Hashem what to do. In other words, we are telling Hashem, when the Rabbonim paskin an halacha and we transgress the halacha, Hashem will punish us. So it is us that create the halachas, and Hashem has to follow what we as humans. In other words, it's the humans receive the power of creation in the Torah. We are the ones that are actually continuing the Torah. And that is what we celebrated on Purim. It's the beginning of this new era where this going from the Torah Shebirsav to the Torah Shebal Peh. Not that there was not the Torah Shebal Peh before, and not that there is no Torah Shebirsav today, but it is more the shift of the focus. In the past, it was Torah Shebirsav was the focus, and now it is the Torah Shebal Peh becomes the focus. By the way, you see it very clearly in yeshivas. We don't learn Torah Shebirsav. We learn only Torah Shebal Peh. Most of the Torah that a person learns today is Gemara. There's very little, there's a bit of Chumash Rashi, and then also it's Chumash Rashi, because Rashi is Be'etzem Torah Shebal Peh. Rashi is not a Pashtan. Rashi is, Ibn Ezra calls him Darshan. Yeah, he's more the Drush, he brings on more Midrashim than Pshat. Not always, but the Ibn Ezra criticizes Rashi for that. And then I explained you one of the symbol of what Chazal wanted to show us, that we're getting into a new era, is the fact that on Shabbos we do not blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah. Shemu Yavirenu. Shemu Yavirenu is maybe eventually somebody will take out a shofar on the streets and he will be over Nisu. And so, in other words, we go from the nation to the individual. The individual becomes the most important element. And as a religion, the individual becomes the most important element. So we are willing to sacrifice the national benefits for the sake of the individual. There is, today I would like to add something new. Another part where we see that Chazal clearly cancels 4 psukim in the Torah and gives it a completely different meaning. And I will tell you which one it is. And I already spoke about it a few years ago, but now I found another one. It's a 4th one. It says, "V'kidashtu oisom v'hoyu kodesh kodoshim kol hanogea bohem yigdosh." So it is a pasuk which clearly says, "Kodesh kodoshim kol hanogea bohem yigdosh." Everybody that touches the kelim become mukdash. That concept we saw already last week. In the parsha of last week, it says, "V'hoyo hamizbeach kodesh kodoshim, kol hanogea b'mizbeach yigdosh." You see again the concept of kodesh kodoshim, kol hanogea b'mizbeach, which is kodesh kodoshim, v'hoya mizbeach kodesh kodoshim, kol hanogea b'mizbeach yigdosh. Yeah, that is in the end of last week's parsha. If you look up, it's Perek Chovtes, Posuk Lamed Zayin. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And in this week's Parsha, it's in Posuk Chovtes in the beginning. The Kiddush is Kodesh Kodoshim again, the word Kodesh Kodoshim, Kol hanogea bohem yigdosh. Okay?
Now we speak about the Ketores.
the Kalim and the... Yeah. And then when you look in Parshas Tzav in Vayikro, Parshas Tzav in the beginning, in Posuk Yud, Posuk Yud in the beginning, Loise Ofe Chometz, Chelkom Nosati Oisam, Meishoy, Kodesh Kodoshem Yi, Kachatos Chorosham. And then the next Posuk says, Kol Zocha B'vnei Aharon Yochleinu Chok Oilom D'Resech, Meishoy Hashem, Kol Asher Yiga Bohem, Yigdosh. The same again, touching becomes Kodesh, and it's Kodesh Kodoshim. You have always these two concepts. And the next Posuk Yudches, when it speaks about Chatos, Posuk Yudches, it says also at the end up, it says Shechol Yoel Tishchot Achatzef Ni Hashem Kodesh Kodoshim Hi, and then Posuk Chof, Kol Asher Yiga B'Vsoro Yigdosh. Yeah. So we see 4 times in the Torah Kodesh Kodoshim, and then afterwards he explained what is Kodesh Kodoshim, Kol Asher Yiga Yigdosh. So normally we learn Kodesh Kodoshim. What is Kodesh Kodoshim? Holy of the holiest. So it's like a level of holies. So you have the degrees. Yeah, the holy of the holiest is Kodesh Kodoshim. But according to how you're reading here the text, Kodesh Kodoshim is a verb. Kodesh Kodoshim. He does Kedusha. Yeah, he produces Kedusha. You understand? Kodesh as a verb, like what we call today Magdish. He is Magdish Kedusha. Yeah.
So how do you see it's a verb?
No. So because always it's Kodesh Kodoshim, and then he says always followed by why is it Kodesh Kodoshim? Kol Asher Yiga Yigdosh. He creates Kedusha.
Yigdosh means that if I'm Tumah and I touch the Chatos,
I become Tumah. No.
Chatos becomes Tumah.
No. So that's what I want to say. So the concept of touching exists in Tumah. Tumah. When you touch a Tumah, you become Tumah. Touching is enough to transmit the same Tumah that you have at one lower level, right? But it's touching. By Kedusha, we don't have that. In the Posuk, we do have. In Torah B'chsav, you have this concept of Kedusha, touching Kedusha, becoming Kodesh. It's a concept we don't have today. There is no Mishnah in the Shas that speaks about touching as transmitting Kedusha. You cannot transmit Kedusha by touching. You can only transmit Tumah by touching. Here in the Posuk, 4 times where he speaks about Kedusha, and he speaks about transmitting Kedusha through the touch, similar to Tumah. Okay? That's why it was Kodesh Kodoshim, always starting, always the introduction, always Kodesh Kodoshim.
But what's the meaning? So I touch a Chatos, I become Kodesh Kodoshim?
Yeah. No, I become Kodesh. That's a Kodesh Kodoshim is somebody who is Kodesh Kodoshim, somebody who makes Kedusha, creates Kedusha.
So what's
so originally,
I become Kodesh. So
the same concept of when I touch a Tumah, I become Tumah. When I touched or something touched Kedusha, it became Kodesh. Whatever it means, we don't know what it means, but the concept is that the Kedusha is transmitted naturally through the touching. That's how I understand, and Ibn Ezra mentions it.
But then you should elaborate.
What? Sorry?
You should elaborate what's the...
because Chazal never, they cancelled that. Chazal cancelled that. Chazal did not want to accept that with Posuk, these 4 Psukim, and they said Kedusha is only humans. We can create Kedusha.
If we accept, let's figure out how it develops, because a Chatos is Kodesh for a certain one. Afterwards, you have to burn it.
Yeah. But so
I touched the Chatos.
Something touched them.
Lawfully, because I'm a Kohen or whatever. I touched the Chatos.
No, as a human, I don't know what you can say. I become Kodesh, but not the food. So food that touches Chatos, not without Bli, it's just a touching, and it becomes something Kedusha. Only a Kohen is allowed to eat, or maybe, I don't know. The halachas, I don't know what, because it's only theoretical. It's only theoretical. It's only according to Torah Shebechsav, but not the Torah Shebapeh. Torah Shebapeh, they say Sheyiga means that there are bliyas. Yeah, that's how Chazal learn it. They take away the normal pshat and they give it the pshat of blias. But the way I understand it is Chazal canceled it because Kedusha is something that humans create, not nature. Tumah, we don't let, Tumah, you cannot create Tumah. I can say this should become Tumah, it will not become Tumah. Tumah is something natural. It's a behemoth that dies, an avela is Tumah. The tzoira is a natural disease, yeah? It's a shifazera, everything is a natural phenomena. It's not by saying, I cannot create Tumah. I cannot say this should become Tumah.
You cannot be toivel with the hippoch kavno not to be metahir.
Oh, that's already shilas. If Bar Kocha becomes Torah or not, yeah. But Gabel Tahara. But in general, that's why also, yeah. Normally you cannot. But by kedusha, it's the opposite. Kedusha, it has to be the human factor. Humans create kedusha, and nature creates toma. Okay, these are the two elements with the Torah Sheba'al Peh distinguished. Although in the Torah Shebichsav they are the same, kedusha is the opposite of toma, and both have the same rules. The Chazal, Torah Sheba'al Peh says no. Kedusha is only humans can create. It has to be humans. There is no natural causes that created kedusha. Only once only, and that is the bechor. Bechor behema is the only kedusha that is created by nature, natural just birth. The fact that he's born a bechor is a kedusha, and there Chazal add on and he says you have to say Arei Ze Kodesh. There's a mitzvah to say Arei Ze Kodesh. You have to, even that Chazal don't like it. They have no choice because there is nothing else. But they say that you have to say Arei Ze Kodesh. Kedusha is human. Humans have to create kedusha and not nature.
What about we take two different examples. One for Har Sinai and one for the Beis Hamikdash. This is not natural kedusha.
No, because humans have to. There is a whole procedure how humans have to.
Not for the Beis Hamikdash, not for the Har Bayit. Yeah.
Also, I think the Arabite also we have to create the kedusha.
So there was no kedusha because from what we can see from Israel, you have to say this place is Kodesh.
Yeah. So there maybe some places. Yeah. Also the snare also.
So then you have to speak on yourself. You recognize the kedusha. As such. Yeah. But it's how you can consider. It's not until you institute that it is something from Sinai.
Sinai, that's what it's called the way.
It's at the time.
So you have kedusha in the Torah Shebichsav. You have kedusha that is actually you confirm what I say. So you have natural kedusha, which Chazal cancel. So it's really the same idea. You have a natural kedusha, the Torah Shebichsav, which you don't have in the Torah Shebichsav. For the main reason I believe it's because kedusha is something a person has to work on and not be naturally. We have to work towards it. Not that the kedusha comes just simply by touching.
And Olo is not
No. Netarvai. Netarvai. Have the kedusha by itself. Very good. Yeah. It could be that Netarvai is a good example. By itself. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, can say the Bikurim maybe also. Bikurim normally the human have to specify. Netarvai maybe yeah. But normally you see here in general that you see 4 psukim that are followed one way. Always Kodesh Kedoshim and then Kodesh Igam and Mikdosh. It's like Kodesh Kedoshim. Is Kodesh, it's a verb, Kodesh. It's a machine that produces Kedusha. Not Kodesh Kedushim as we translate it as the holy of the holiest. It's like it's a gradation in the Kedusha. I would like to, yesterday somebody spoke at the Shalashudas and I was very upset. I was very, very upset yesterday because I didn't record, I'm not recording. Second.
Sorry to interrupt. If you check the.
I know I did record.
Rashi on
Yeah. Yeah.
אפילו קורבנות שלו לא תפקיד של המזבח, שלא יהיה.
Yeah,
So it's not cancelled.
No, not completely. Also not the Kli Shores, also not.
Yeah.
The Kli Shores of Moshe Rabbeinu also not completely cancelled.
Ma'acholim between themselves.
Yeah, it's like it's not completely cancelled.
Yeah.
It's a bit cancelled, but not completely. You still have to put it up. You have to put. There is a machshove is important. If something falls in the Kli Shores without the machshove, you can put in the Kli Shores something, and you think it should not be, because the problem with the Kli Shores is that it becomes post-linear. The whole Gemara there by the Mayim that they put already in the evening before, but then they have to make sure that they should not put it in with the machshove, because once it becomes Kodesh Kedoshim, it becomes an Kli Shores, you have a psolina, and so there's the whole machshove can remove it. By the Mizbeach, I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyway, yesterday somebody spoke and he told the story of somebody who had a disease, and he used the idea that that Yehoshua and Boba Kama that says that a person can the gezeres from Hashem, you can transfer it to a behemoth, and we learned it from Avraham Avinu that the korban, the kedusha of a korban, can go. You can transfer it from a human to a behemoth, to the ayil, kind of. You can transfer. And this is we learned from Avraham Avinu, and so therefore, if a person can actually what? Sorry,
that's the idea of Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur with Sir Azuzan and the Kapporas, and the idea is to take away the bad gezeres and put it on a behemoth. But he said at the time also to a goy, and that's where the person that spoke, and he said also to a goy, and that he went to a rebbe, and the person there was one person that was mamish ill, and he asked this person to go to a rebbe and to use the Pnei Yeshua and to say, and he gave even the name of a goy, and so he got saved. He said he didn't check if the goy, what happened to the goy, he didn't check.
No.
But so, but this is for me was a big shock, because first of all there was a ger tzedek there, and I was felt very unpleasant. That's what I'm talking about. We transferring. I felt terrible. I felt terrible, and it really goes against everything I believe, and I hear the whole time. Even here a few weeks ago, the goyim are here to serve us. I really I'm very, very shocked. And my son here, who is here.
What are you shocked for?
We're saying that the for me a Jew, and we should give it to a goy, as if
he wanted to transfer the
disease to the goy.
I got it totally wrong. I thought he wanted to save the and
no, he wanted to save himself by transferring it to a goy. That is unbelievable. I was mamish going to, normally I should have got up and say Amoiche, because this is something which you don't say. It's not true. And I cannot use money to explain. No. There was a normal person. I'm not going to say who. A normal person. No. And for me, I saw a ger tzedek sitting there. I was hoping that he doesn't understand Yiddish. Because if I would be a ger tzedek and I would hear that, I would have said, bye, Charlie. You understand? I would not. No. No. I don't want to say, but I wanted to say, but the problem is I can only say it with money too.
But and to whom did he go with this plan?
To a certain rebbe. He doesn't say which rebbe. Maybe Rebbe Leibish, I don't know.
The rebbe didn't.
No, he said ich bin maskim. The rebbe said he looked up, he smiled and said ich bin maskim, and he got saved. Now, if the goy would have been, Ayatollah, or maybe that, then I can. Maybe it doesn't say which goy it was, yeah. But anyway, maybe it was a neighbor or he had
I don't
problems
think
with.
it would work. It's already saturated with
With clawless.
this
Sovo letume it's called. You know, there's a
But,
concept sovo
yeah,
letume
yeah.
that is saturated
Yeah,
with tume.
yeah.
You cannot add more tume
Yeah,
to
that's
the clawless. You cannot add.
That's the
I wanted my son Yechiel showed me because I always mention it, the concept of the Mamleches Kohanim as being we are serving the Goyim, and I always saw it that there's a modern viewpoint of Manitou. Yeah, so there is a Sforno. Sforno is an early Christian, we can say that. So the Sforno says, "Atem tiu Mamleches Kohanim, ubizet tiu esgulo kisiu Mamleches Kohanim lehovin ulehoiros lechol hamin hoenoishi." Lechol hamin hoenoishi, to humanity. These words, hamin hoenoishi, is a modern word today. This is what universality, and he says this is our role. Lechol hamin hoenoishi. We are here to serve the chol hamin hoenoishi. Likol kulo b'shem Hashem leovdo ishchem echod. And then he explains ki mitzion teitze soyer, which Manitou always uses, from Tzion teitze soyer for the whole world. This is not Manitou, this is a Sforno. The Sforno already says that we are, the purpose of the Jewish people is to be the Mamleches Kohanim for all the nations. That we have to be the light to the nations. And it does not make sense in that case to think of giving them glory.
Yes, no.
What?
This is not in contradiction. Take the Kohanim. No go further than Kohanim into Yiddishkeit, so we don't mix. They are here to serve the Bnei Israel. They make bruchos to us.
Yeah.
Those people have all the rights, all the money. They are rich because of a war. We cannot say anything about them, so we serve them. All Israel is serving the Kohanim, even in fact, because they should serve us. So if you extend it to the Klal Israel, to the world should provide a financial meal and physical meal to the Klal Israel, serving Israel in this way, and in return, Israel will serve in a more Kodesh way the rest of the world. So yes, it does not contradict.
No. I agree. There is a certain serving.
But
They should help. They should help us. Help us helping you.
So
You understand what I'm
it's not
saying?
degrading. The idea is not to degrade the guy or not to degrade the degrading is bad.
Yeah.
But the fact of serving in a way like physical way, or we serve in a spiritual way,
Yeah.
it's not a contradiction. But
No, they are kind of paying us. We are helping us. They should help us. But I see it, the way that I see it, is the Goyim should help us in our religiosity, so that we can be the light to them. That's how I see it. But it's not to forget, so that. We always forget the word so that, and that's part we forgot. We said the Goyim should serve us, so that we can serve them better. And that's the second part of the sentence we forget. And this is what the Sforno wants to say here, that we are here, we are here to help the nations. This is mamish a modern word, which I really am quite impressed. And so it's not Manitou, it's a Sforno. We can attribute it to the Sforno. I just wanted to add that to the.
Didn't you ask for clarification?
No, I wanted to go, but I don't know. I already gave up. I gave up.
No, but at least get some more.
Yeah. Like maybe there are some information to. Maybe the guy was really Roster that we all know that he was a Russian.
There is not a single example, I think, in the whole Torah of such a thing.
No, we don't do that.
No, I mean, it never happened that we pray, so the guy get our curse, get not wisdom.
No, we don't.
To the contrary, because
Exactly.
we bring the
We bring the korbanos, and Ninve Yoina was tried to save the. I mean, he didn't want to actually. He refused, but Hashem sent him to save the Goyim. It's stuck. It's a pella. You want to say, Moshe?
Il y a le contraire, regardez, Sartsovo, remarqué que même en étant en guerre avec lui, Naaman,
Naaman, et on l'a
il était une Tseure et Elisha.
Elisha.
Elisha a loué,
Ouais, lui a dit
il
de
est
rentrer.
allé de donner une guérison.
Ouais,
Il a donné une guérison.
ouais.
Le seul problème qu'il y a à la fin là-bas du Pérec, c'est qu'il a dit on ne peut pas prendre des cadeaux, et il y avait un oubli qui a pris des cadeaux de lui. Ça, c'est toute l'histoire, c'est sur les cadeaux.
Au contraire, si on peut recevoir, on peut même pas recevoir des cadeaux.
Donner pour donner.
No, there's also the thing that you cannot make,
Altruism.
you cannot give them a matasrin.
Yeah.
It's upon them.
And also we don't
So you
accept
cannot
from them
bench them if they don't know about it.
What? Sorry?
You cannot bench them
No.
if they don't know about it.
No.
Yeah.
No, exactly. But not only that, the Master Shekel we're not allowed to take from them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to. It's a very good continuation. The Master Shekel we had this week also Master Shekel, and I would like to elaborate a little bit on that, a little bit. The Master Shekel is something very interesting. Oni lo yarbe, oni lo yamit, adal lo yamit, oshi lo yarbe, adal lo yamit. This is on the Master Shekel. So we assume that the Beis Hamikdash has to be built everybody equally, but that's not true, because in Pashas Vayakel, he says that Krum Yitren Trum Hashem Kol Nidiv Libo Yeviyeu as Trumas Hashem. Zov, Chesed, Mechoishes, he can bring everything. Everybody can bring according to his own will. So there are a bit of a steer. The Truma is either you can bring how much you want, or no, everybody should be equal. So Rashi explained that the ones, the Shein is only the second one, the second Machzis HaShekel, the second Truma, is why? Because this we liknois mehen korbonos. With the Machzis HaShekel that we buy korbonos, and on this one is, he says, so I already told you, the Beis Hamikdash has two functions. It has the function of the house of Hashem. It's a national place where we come together and all the nations meet with Hashem. And the second element are the korbonos, are the korbonos, meaning the are the kapos. We already told you that the first one is Yosef and the second one is Yehudo. Yeah, that's why Shiloh, the main function of Shiloh is to be oil shiken be'odam, and the Beis Hamikdash is a place where we bring korbanos and we receive a kapor. So Rashi explains that when it comes to korbanos, when it comes to religiosity, then there should be one, unique. There is only oneness. It's no difference between Aniyim and Ashirim. When it comes to a kapora, everybody is equal. When it comes to religion, there is only one religion basically, and everybody has to be equal, and we all participate as equal. But when it comes to the tikkun olam, when it comes to the bigger picture, the tikkun olam, there it depends on your talents, depends on your context. If you're rich, if you're poor, if you are talented in beautiful pictures or in knowing how to, whatever it is, everybody has his talent, he uses his talent. There you cannot say everybody should do the same. Everybody has to do whatever he can do. And so when it comes to the korbanos, that is the religious part of the Beis Hamikdash, there everybody has to give the same, because religion is one, is what unites us, what makes us different from the nation, that makes us one. But when it comes to the element of tikkun olam, there everybody has his own objective, his own talents and context. There everybody can give whatever he wants. So for the building of the Mishkan, everybody can give what he wants, because that's part of the tikkun olam, the longer term. When it comes to the short-term religious item like the korbanos, there we are all united, and therefore we all are equal. Okay, that's what Rashi Be'etzem kind of says, and I just give it a more modern explanation to this element. There is the symbol Be'etzem. I'm going to start. I give you a starting of something that I started to think about, because Manitou, and I will come to that, Manitou also explains, but the symbol of progress of Tikkun Olam, the real symbol of Tikkun is actually agriculture. Is the Noach? What did Noach invent? Noach was the biggest metaken. What was he invent? The plow. is the idea of agriculture is the biggest symbol of tikkun olam. Because this was the klola. Hashem said, "B'zeh asapecho," you will suffer. And then whenever humans can find ways to reduce that, that's the tikkun olam. That's a symbol of the tikkun olam. The who schleps the plow is the cow. The cow, Manitou calls it, is a tractor, but modern day tractor that has power. Yeah, and the cow, together with the metal, he can plow and he can make it much easier for humans. That's why we can start using and working the field. We can schlep stones and build, and we can do all kinds of things so this is the element. Agriculture is really the biggest element of tikkun olam. On Shabbos, because it says when you have to build the Beis Hamikdash, after Daber, when he says after everything that he said, in this week's parsha, the Shabbos becomes as a very, very strong focus in this week's parsha. Why? The Chazal learn that Shabbos you're not allowed to work, you're not allowed to build the Beis Hamikdash. That's why it says Ach es Shabshoisa tishmoiru. Yeah. Why does it say Ach? So it says yes, you are busy with Tikkun Olam, but on Shabbos you should not, because Shabbos is the Beis Hamikdash of the time, and so therefore they should not. They both are equal. So building a Beis Hamikdash of space is equal to the building is equal to the Beis Hamikdash of time. And so therefore, one should not be transgressed for the sake of the other. And it's a very interesting, the Tashbats or the Rashbats. There is a chiddush of the Tashbats, which I never knew, and I saw it this Shabbos. He says, when Chazal are saying that the person that is Machal Shabbos is Ilu Oved Avodah Zorah, is only, he says, is in agricultural meluchos. If somebody cooks, is over big issue, is a higher skill, but it's not over the Zorah. That's what Tashbat says. It's not. He makes a gradation. It's a chiddush. Tashbat makes a gradation between. I didn't see it inside, but the way I understand it is because it's compared to Shemitah. The Shabbos is compared to Bechorish Vakotzir Tish Boys, which is in this week's parsha. And this is compared, Chazal learned from this Shemitah. And Shemitah is only the Shabbos. Shemitah is also a Shabbos. And on Shabbos is only what is not allowed to. Only agricultural meluchos you're not allowed to do on Shemitah. But all the rest you're allowed to. You're allowed to cook on Shemitah. It's a Shabbos, but you're allowed to cook. You're allowed to create, to sow. You can do everything, just not agricultural meluchos. And the Reisha and the Tzira, the Zriya, etc. So probably that's why he wants to say that the true Shabbos is agricultural. And then there is also the food, and there's also the clothes that you're not allowed to do. Yeah, there are the three families of meluchos. You have the agricultural, the clothing, and the food. Yeah, there are the three elements. I say, not always say, but I say these are the three animals. You have the shoyer, the poro, which is for the tractor, for the agriculture. You have the goat, which you use for milk. Why do we keep goats? Don't give any. I don't know why do we keep goats? It's for the milk and the cheese. Yeah, that's the idea. I don't know why a cow is not considered the milk. The milk of a cow, I don't know if humans used to drink the milk of cows. I'm not sure.
In Europe, yeah.
What?
In Europe?
In Europe, yes. I don't know. Well, yeah.
No,
that's
not
genetic.
No, that's genetic because it seems they covered there was a starving in the past, and the only one in Europe that were able to survive was the one with the gene that makes you able to drink the milk.
Because otherwise, it only cooked, it was drank, I think, because I'll say that the Eretz Zovas Cholov would wash, the Cholov is from a goat. For us, we know Cholov would be from a cow. It's much more bigger, but apparently the goat is for the milk, and then the sheep is for the clothes. So you have the three elements here, symbolic. But the cow is really the symbol of the progress. And I also wanted to say that like on Shabbos, then you're not allowed to do a tikkun olam. on Shabbos. You're not allowed to, because the idea of Shabbos is to show how it's done, that you finish the tikkun. Yeah, the Shabbos, everything has to be prepared. The Shabbos symbolizes the day that everything will be metukam. So therefore, you have to prepare everything in advance. You're not allowed to do a tikkun olam on Shabbos. Similarly, what I wanted to say, this is a chiddush that I'm saying now, big chiddush. The Beis Hamikdash also, you're not allowed to show any tikkun olam in the Beis Hamikdash. What does it mean? You're not allowed to plant a tree in the Beis Hamikdash. You're not allowed to plant. Chazal learn you're not allowed to build a house in the Beis Hamikdash. You're not allowed to build it. You're not allowed to build. Therefore, they asked the question: how can they have made the in Chol HaMoed, they made the Simchas Beis HaShoevo? They asked this question, and they're not allowed to make a construction in the Beis Hamikdash, and you're not allowed to have intercourse in the Beis Hamikdash, which is the idea of le sigale ervoschu olov. Yeah, by the Mizbeach, you're not allowed to show your erve.
The mikvah, that's the place for the Kohanim where they sleep.
Yeah.
So that's not like a house.
No, but that was outside, first of all, and also they built it already originally for that purpose. But once it's the Beis Hamikdash, you're not allowed to.
You mean to add on top?
Okay. Which are the three symbols of the long term, which we spoke already on Tu B'Shvat and by your Sheva Brochos also. The long-term project, long-term action is always planting a tree, building a house, and having children. This is the action of the long term, which we find back in the Milchome, who goes back, and what Yirmiyahu said to the Jews who were in Bovel, that you are here for long term. You can start planting tree, building houses, and marrying off your children. The three elements of the long term, which is the tikkun olam, it's not the short term, it's the long term actions that the person does, are the three elements: marrying off your children, planting a tree, and building a house. And so this is what you're not allowed to do in the Beis Hamikdash. It's interesting. These are the three elements that I found.
It's not also related to, for the priest, it's the symbol of Avodah Zarah, because there was for this. The house is private property, it's not something that will not be private property. And the third one, logically speaking, there is stuff that Goyim used to do. Abam explained.
I know.
But you're right, that's also an explanation.
But it's interesting that those three are you're not allowed to do, and those three symbolizes tikkun olam. And the biggest tikkun olam is the agriculture, and we see also agriculture. You see the fight between the cow people and the sheep people, the royetzoin. You have the Kain is agriculture, and the royetzoin are the hevel. And you see continuously this fight between those two people. This is the famous. All the wars that happened was always between the agricultural people that were doing long-term thinking, and this is and the royetzoin that went, and you see I still have to develop that. And my son once said to me that the tzdoikim also are the agricultural people. The tzdoikim, there is a proof. I don't know. He has a whole book. He found a book on that. I'll develop it further, a little bit further. It's always fight. Mitzrim, not like the Jews. They were anti-Semites. Why? But they were royetzoin. The people that were agricultural hated the royetzoin. There is a tension. We don't understand today anymore what is this element.
No, we do that. The whole, even from the Roman time, but even today, in the 19th century, all the before the rest is the Jew is somewhat what you could write is basically the financial people from the whatever. That's what we have. Short term
game. The short term game.
You have those people that take enjoy from people that spend time to create
the fields and took away all the stones.
The Marxists,
they come and they
based on that. He's saying some people are enjoying. They make the workers on the long term. They will take the money, they will take the profit from them. They do the work, they have the stuff, but the financial people hold the
short term. So he had to become a royetzoin. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu, why did he have to live so long in the Zohar? The Zohar explains is had to go from being a leader, a long-term strategic leader, to somebody who's a Roetzoin. Roetzoin is somebody has to be busy with petty in English, it's like little things. They have to be busy with how they have to birth. They cannot be birthed without humans. They need the humans, they would die. They cannot be given birth without humans. They're busy with individual.
You can go a bit further with Moshe Rabbeinu and David HaMelech. They're specific. They were not allowed to do something on the long term. David HaMelech was not allowed to do it.
No.
Was not allowed, and Moshe Rabbeinu was not able to go in there. And only their children, and they were cursed because for Shlomo it was the end of the dynasty. So
it's something that needs to be developed. There is a lot more to develop it within the Roetzoin and the agriculture. That's why I say the cow represents the agriculture, and the Zoin and the Izin represent the Roetzoin. So we have here the two elements. And we come to the Cheto Egel. Here I found a Stire Manitou. I found the Stire Manitou, but I will answer it with something very, very interesting. By the way, it's interesting that Hashem asked to Yehudo to build the Beis Hamikdash, but not only to Yehudo, also to Don. So it's Yehuda and Don. Actually, Yehuda and Don is Yosef. Don is Yosef. Why? Don is the oldest of Bilo, of Rachel. So she didn't know she would have children. So Don was for her the Yosef. Her oldest child was Don. And Don is the one that is the most cursed by Yaakov Avinu also. Yaakov Avinu, Don is the balagan, the anarchy. He doesn't understand the concept of order structure. What? No, yeah, he's a guerrilla. He's a partisan, calls him. Because in Vayechi, how does he explain Don? He says, Don Yodin Amoik Achat Shifte Israel. He will be considered like one because he himself does not consider. He doesn't see himself part of the nation. And Yehidom Nochosh Ale Derech Shpifoin Ale Oira. He's a guerrilla. He does not believe in the structured army. Yeah, he's a guerrilla fighter. Let's call it somebody during the Second World War, the French that were, how do you call it, the resistance, in a way. Maquisards, the Maquisards. They are hidden, not structured in an army. They're anarchists. And that's already a joke, but it's like Yaakov should help us on this door. It's like saying we need to go because Don is a balagan. And you see it also, apparently, I didn't know, but he received the land and he could not manage and he had to move. I didn't know. He was up to the north. He moved from the Tel Aviv area to the north. Okay. Mais ça il savait pas ça. Il could not. Alors il est monté vers le haut. Rien ne fonctionne chez Don. That's what Manitou says. Non, c'est mignon, mais non. C'est mignon, mais non. Ouais. Mais Don a aussi il a beaucoup d'avodour là-bas. Il a des problèmes avec Don. Don is really a problem. So it's really the balagan. Yehuda is the kingdom, the royalty, and Don is the troublemaker. And both Hashem says, I want to build the Mishkan, somebody from Yehuda and somebody from Don. Yeah? So it's Betzalel ben Uri ben Hur lemate Yehuda, and even Ani hine nasat ito es Orelio ben Achisomoch lemate Don. Those two have to build the Beis Hamikdash. Those two, the two extremes, both have to bring to this, like the Torahs that we also say, we unite everybody, even the what do you call it? The one that is thinking, which one was the one? I forgot. What? No, but the Torahs also, we have one of them that is, we unite everybody. Everybody has his participation in the building of the Beis Hamikdash. So now, Egel. So Egel, on one hand, Manitou says that Egel represents the Yosef. Why? Because Yosef is the Shoyer, Alei Shoyer, and so the Medrash tells us that they wanted to a leader, that will bring us, should bring us, and therefore it is the Yosef. And Yosef is the Alei Shoer. It tells us that when Moshe Rabbeinu, apparently the bones of Yosef were hidden in the water, and then he threw in a paper writing Alei Shoer, and he put it in there, and then it came up. And the young man who took this paper, and when they put the gold in the fire, he threw this in, and it came up a show. So the Egel is the Yosef, represents Yosef, very strong on nationalism without any religion. So that is one explanation. But then he also explains that when Rashi explains that Amcho, when Rashi says that Amcho, Ishiches Amcho, yeah. So what is Ishiches Amcho? Amcho is the Erev Rav. Amcho is Rashi explains Erev Rav, that Moshe Rabbeinu, your people that you took up, and we already explained that the Erev Rav, what were the Erev Rav according to that shot? Those are the ones that were impressed by Moshe Rabbeinu. They were impressed by his personality, and he managed to do this. He's a Moifers, a Bal Moifers, and they were impressed by the Torah. They liked the Torah. They liked the religion. It was very, very good. But they had no ambition to go to Eretz Yisrael. They did not have any national ambition because they were not the children of Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov. They were Mitzvim. Yeah. So they had no ambition. The only thing is they were purely religious people without national ambition. This is the Erev Rav. And so when Shoyim criticized Moshe Rabbeinu, you took those religious people, those Haredim, who are designers, yeah, and you look what they did. They did the Egel.
It didn't say exactly the opposite in payment of this.
Yeah, well, no. The Erev Rav always said,
Rav wanted the land, but the Jews, like the real ones, and those Judaism everywhere, they were about to go back to. They didn't care to go back to Mitzrayim because we are not that.
yeah. You can mix them both. Yeah,
Like, you didn't say that.
Yeah, normally you're right, but normally I refer to it as the Erev Rav, but sometimes I have to because it's mixed a bit. It's mixed. You're right. But he in any case he has a steer. So I understand it's very easy. There is a steer in the posuk because what does he say? He says, Elohim, asher yelchu lefoneinu. From now on, he will lead. And after they made Ego, so this is the past. Yeah, who took us out from Mitzrayim, made us the Nissim, nostalgia. You understand? So who asked? The Jews, Hebrews asked, they should bring up. They look for the future. And after the Egel was done, who said, these are the ones that said, so these are the nostalgia, the Mofsim. It was better before, and Yehuda, we explained here. These are more the religion that looks always at the back. It was better in Kroke and in Poland and in Galicia. And you understand? We look back. No, but he made the Mofsim. The Mofsim, we all remember this is the God that made the Mofsim, but originally it was not that what they asked. They asked, we don't care about it. Who is going to bring us the future? So you see here the steer between the future and the past, which is the Yosef and the Yehuda. Yosef looks future, where are we going, what we're going to do, and I always explain to you, Yehuda is the nostalgia, is the one that always looks at the past.
All leaders, this very good exception, I'm not fighting for this. Two way of seeing legitimacy of a leader in Israel or where how you see what he did in the past. You say why is legitimate, like because him or his father or whatever did these things for the country. That's great. That's why he's now in charge. Or you can see that one of the vision when in French is like that, or you have the opposite. Say, no, legitimate a person because of what is potential in the future.
In the future, exactly. But that's more or less the same. More or less the same.
It's
both are, you're saying both are for the future, but one of them is based on the past. So they prove themselves.
I'm speaking about the legitimacy.
Yeah.
you it's doing legitimate such for the future about what he did in the past.
Yeah, I understand.
Which is when we have an about the Yichud, which is more one of the in the past or the future, but it's two different visions.
That's true, that's true. But you see, it's interesting. Now nobody noticed it, but I noticed it when I prepared this year. I don't think that I've seen it, but it's like there's a difference. So that we want him, and then he says, it goes back into the past. It's an interesting concept because I believe that these are the two different schools, two different people that actually asked for the eagle. One of them was the Israel, and the other one is the nostalgia. They want to miss the Mofsim. They want to cling to the Mofsim, to what happened just a few weeks ago, and they need to kill it again. It's a very interesting, the Sforno, like the Rambam, but the Sforno very clearly says that without the eagle, we would not have a Mishkan. We would not have Korbanos, we would not have a Mishkan at all, and we would have everybody, if there is a need for Korban, then you can bring a Korban in your garden. Yeah, everywhere, the whole Amokoim Asher, Eko Eshki, you can bring a Korban. And this is after the eagle, everything started. That's why Mishpotim, there's no mentioning at all. Until then, there is no mentioning at all of any korbanos. The whole Aseret Dibra, there is no mentioning of any. There's mikdash, nothing in the Aseret Dibra. There's in all Mishpotim nothing about a mikdash. There's a mikdash korbanos. There is very little. That's the only thing that there is a mentioning. It's like you can even say, I say. And my brother said that Zoya maybe says it. Yeah. Originally, it was Zoveach leLokim Yechom. That Hashem doesn't even want you to bring me korban. What you do to Avodah Zarah, don't do to me. Yeah, but this is also it's a private shlomim. It's shlomim, and it's it's maybe I wanted to say Zoveach leLokim Yechom. Okay. Ouais, il m'avait dit qu'il y avait dans le Zohar, c'est peut-être mentionné. Et le Sforno dit aussi, l'Elohim, ça veut dire les Malochim, le Titou. En fait, c'est l'Elohim, c'est... Non, tu vas pas aller, tu vas trop loin, non. Ou bien il était sympathique avec moi, il voulait pas trop me... Il était peut-être sympathique. This is really what the Sforno want to say. I believe personally that no, the Mishkan would exist, but only the middle part, the Heichal, not the Mizbeach Oilo. The Mizbeach Oilo is new, but the Mizbeach Hazor and which the Torahs and the Shulchan and the Menorah and the Oren, that's yes, but that's part of a house. When you build a house for somebody, you give him light, you give him food, bread, and you give him sense. You give him. We're giving a hotel to the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Hotel. We build an hotel for Kodesh Baruch Hu. The oil, the Mizbeach oil is for humans. It brings shalom, it brings shalom. That's the Mizbeach. That's why Loitzivne Esem Gozis. That's a religious. The Gozis is only it's for Tikkun Oilom, but not for the short term paranoid. The Mizbeach is for the paranoid part that we explained.
But those things
I don't mishpotim nothing. You see, so yeah, because that's what? Yeah, but it's just to meet Hashem. That's what I'm saying. It's only to meet Hashem, but not to meet Hashem. This I don't know. Now you quote me. No, it doesn't mention korbanos. Lo Yeroeh Pon HaYisrael is only in Parshas Dvorim. I don't think it's mentioned in only.
It's
What? Okay, but it can be a mincha. You can bring a mincha. Yeah, also the Purim is already, there is a bit of korbanos, but not the. Yeah, there is
לא
korbanos.
מוסיף לך על חומץ סתם.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
תדעו אותם,
yeah. There is some. There is. Anyway, that's what the Sforno says. That it's very little. It's not.
But what's obvious that what they that to request an implementation.
Yeah.
Because Moshe was missing.
Yeah. And so actually, we just wanted
they
to
wanted to
replace.
have someone.
Yeah. Instead of maybe giving it to Aaron Cohen, maybe I don't know why they did not.
Aaron Cohen is not the one that prepared everything.
No, I know. But anyway,
I think it's the basis for.
You know,
This what says in Postic, but say that
yeah.
basically is like taking Vincent, well,
Yeah.
and then we're having
No, that
no, him ain't on the whole, him on tell you mistake.
don't. Yeah.
Which means that we already made enough mistakes with
With
middlemen.
With middlemen. We won't directly.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. The idea, the Kuzari also explains it, he downplays very strongly the Het Egel. He says the Het Egel is like our beta method, the Torah, the Orana Kodesh. It's the same concept. We need a human being cannot, and also this is what the Stormer says, human being cannot understand that Hashem is with us without just we have to imagine, without touching something, seeing something. We need to see. We need to go. Beis Hamikdash plays a very important role, especially after the Nevi'im, the second Beis Hamikdash, that we were allowed to build a Beis Hamikdash. Only the second Beis Hamikdash, the Kuzari, we were allowed to build a Beis Hamikdash. The first Beis Hamikdash, we were not allowed to have a Beis Hamikdash. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, Beis Knesset. Yeah, the idea of davening and Orana Kodesh. Everybody signs up, and the people that we feel the Shekhinah, you do not feel it at home. So it doesn't work. And that's why the Egel is simply a result, and from that, there's the Sforno and the Rambam, that because of that, Hashem said, you know what, I will give you a korban. You can bring me korban, I'll do it. Like a concession. The Mishkan is a concession to our weakness. Yeah, the weakness of Hashem. You see, continuously also very interesting, the change of mind. Hashem changes his mind. Yeah, I mean, he changes his mind. And to show us that we humans also can change our mind. Hashem can change his mind. Why shouldn't we? So we should always be open to the concept of changing our mind. In any case, to recap, we spoke about the Kedusha, that the touching of Kedusha is something that was clearly in the Torah Shadichsav and the Torah Council, and Kedusha is by humans. There is very little natural Kedusha. Tumah is purely natural. There's no kavona. I cannot be mechav. This should be tumah. I can say this should be tumah. Doesn't help, but this should be kodesh. It does help. And so therefore the idea of the touching is something which Chazal cancels completely from Kedusha. It says in 4 different places. And the idea of Kodesh Kedushim is Kodesh Kedushim. It creates Kedusha. We saw the Sforno that the Mamleches Kohanim is like what Mani says, that what does it say? The whole Minhu Enoshi. That we have to be the Torah, the light for the whole Minhu Enoshi. We saw also the Beis Hamikdash as being a place for Hashem, but also a place for Korbanos. And this is we developed the concept that's why the Machzor HaShekel has to be a Machzor pure only lo yamit or lo yarbe. This is purely for when it comes to Korbanos, so that it's religious. Religious has to be one, but when it comes to Tikkun Olam, everybody to building of the structure of the mission itself, there everybody can be according to its talent. It should be really developing. Tikkun Olam has to be individual, but religion has to be one. And then we saw the Shabbos. That the Shabbos, there are the 3 elements of Tikkun. You have the Tikkun Olam, which is agriculture. That's why the Shabbos, you're not allowed to do Tikkun Olam. and that's why it's only those that are compared to Avodah Zorah. All the others, which is for food or for clothes, are not considered really tikkun olam, and therefore the issur is not as Avodah Zorah according to the Tashbats. And I told you the symbol is the cow and the sheep and the goat. These are the three animals that represent the three families of Melochos in the Lamed Tes Melochos. And then I explained the Cheto Egel, that the Cheto Egel was either Yosef, because it's Alei Shor, it's the idea of the cow that represents the progress and the advance of the humanity through the advancement of agriculture. That's why Noah is the one that brought the first tikkun, and together with the cow represents the strength, the power, the factor, as he says, Manitou. But the second part, he says also that the eagle represents purely religiosity, a religiosity that does not have a nationalistic ambition, does not have a long-term ambition. And this is purely the what we today a little bit how we are. We prefer rebels that do boxing and how it was, and we remember this is nostalgia, not the forward looking, but more the backwards looking. And that's the two are sins that represent the eagle. And I explained you that both are within the posuk, that we can learn from both. This is why Asher Yelchu Lefonenu, so they are asking for a God that can lead them the way, future looking. Asher Elucha Meretz Mitzrayim is backwards looking. So we have the two actually that reflect in the Cheto eagle. And then I explained also that Yehuda and Dom are the two that build the Beis Hamikdash. Both we need a structured kingdom versus anarchy and guerrilla. Those two have to work together in the building of the Beis Hamikdash. That they both are unnecessary, and we need both. Everybody has to participate in the building of the Beis Hamikdash. There's one more thing that I want to say. It's Lomu Yoimru Mitzrayim, it says here. It's very important, also again, that Hashem is very sensitive to what the Goyim will. We're not, we don't care, but Hashem cares. And everything is Lomu Yoimru Mitzrayim. I don't know why, but they don't mention it, but in Boero, it also says, the Yodu Mitzrayim Kenya. Hashem wants us, he uses us as a tool so that the Mitzrayim should know Ki Ani Hashem. So we are again. That's again against this person who says about the Goyim. We are here so that the Goyim should know that there is a God. Leman Yedu Mitzrayim. Lomu Yomru Mitzrayim. It's because of Lomu Yomru Mitzrayim that Hashem changed his mind. You're right. Okay, you're right. So in other words, it's a good argument of Moshe Rabbeinu that we are here for the Goyim and not the opposite. Not the Goyim are here for us. We are the tool for Hashem in order for the Goyim to know that Ani Hashem, the Ani Hashem. That is the we see it in this week's part again. Yeah, it's always we always think that it's only for us. No, it is Mitzrayim, and Mitzrayim represents the humanity. Yeah, and Mitzrayim was always the spirits of humanity. Rome wanted to go to Mitzrayim and open a big Chabad. Mitzrayim represents the ideology of, and Chabad is this week's parsha, yeah, Chochma Bina and Das, yeah. But this is Metz Hashem should be Zoich attack to the Gula Shleimo B'Meiro B'Yomeinu Omein.